morning, everybody. Today, I would like to introduce one of the most gorgeous hanging plant known as Hoya. This plant is evergreen perennial hanging plant that is classified as shrubs. It is also known as wax plant or wax vine. This gene is native to several different countries of Asia, such as Philippines, India, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Polynesia, and some variety of it also is from Australia. This plant is among the very good, strong, and as I have said, evergreen plant throughout the year, and is among the good indoor and outdoor plant. This plant loves very good bright light, but not a direct light. So if you are going to put this plant in the house, it has to be set some area that gets a good lighting. And if it is outside, it has to be in the certain area that is shady but good bright light. If it is set in the direct light, this is what would happen to it. So you have to make sure that you are not putting this plant on the direct sun. Even though it's blooming, but also has many different problems, and they get yellow and burned. So in another word, avoid putting it in the direct sun. Hoya is one of the plants that loves to get root bounded. In another word, it is not required to change the pot very often. The less you change the pot and let it grow old is better than you continuously changing the pot. Because when Hoya gets the root bounded, you see there is a lot of flowers appearing on the Hoya. As you see, the type of soil that you have to use for this plant, it has to be a very high drainage soil system. Means your combination has to be peat moss, perlite, a small bark, and some pumice. And always use a little bit of a slow release of 14-14-14, which enhance the soil and makes the soil to have more nutrient for your plant. This plant loves to get good watering once every week, and the best way to water it, add a little bit of fertilizer to your container and put the container of your plant into that and run the water all over it. Meantime that you are watering it, wash the plant, because the plant loves to get fresh water all over the leaves, because it has a very nice waxy leaves that when you are washing them and cleaning them, they look much healthier and nicer. The amount of fertilizer for this plant per every container generally is once a month, which is sufficient enough to make this plant to grow better. Most common variety of this plant is known as Hoya carnosa. Hoya carnosa has a long leaf, very waxy, and also green and sometimes dark green. It's very smooth, and as I have said, when you wash the plant, you cleaning all the dust off of the surface of the plant, but again, avoid direct sun, especially at this time of the year that the weather is extremely hot in a western region of the world. This variety, which is known as carnosa, generally can be found in every nursery. But there are also some variety that it is sort of harder to find and more rare. One of the nicest variety of this Hoya carnosa is known as Hoya carnosa compacta or Hindu rope. They have a very strong branches and they grow long. They have a very wrinkly type leaves and they are very solid. But this one needs more attention because since the leaves are very much wrinkly, you have to keep washing this plant more often. Then I want to show you the branches and I want to show you the flowers on this one. Some of the flowers are open, some hasn't. Here is more open. Hoya carnosa compacta or Hindu rope or Indian rope has a very strong and thick leaves and also crinkle. Branches are very tough and the way of propagation is to cut a pieces like this and place it in the water or directly go into the soil and use some root growing hormone. Other variety of these plants are very much available. There are 500 species in this genus that I have gathered some of them for you to see, and in the future videos I will continue and show you some other varieties. One of the most interesting one that I gathered for you besides compacta is this particular one known as Hoya kerrii, also known as a sweetheart plant. This plant has a beautiful leaves, shape of the heart. Generally, you would not be able to find the whole entire plant in the market, but you'll be able to find one leaf that is placed in the 4-inch pot, and generally it is available during the Valentine's throughout the world. Also does have a very pretty flower. I will name some of the variety of these plants, and as I have said, in the future I will continue showing you other varieties. Another variety of this carnosa is known as Hoya carnosa crimson princess, Hoya carnosa tricolor, australis, publicalis, kentiana, and ovata matilada. These are the most beautiful ones that I will show some of them in the next video for you, but generally the way and the care and the place, a type of lighting for all of them is about the same. One of the very interesting things about Hoya, that when you are, as I have said earlier, when you are root bounding Hoya, you end up receiving very good number of the flowers on the plant, which is very interesting. This one right here is not open yet. This one has opened. And this one is completely opened. It's a very gorgeous plant with a nice texture and waxy. As you see, the drop of water stays on the top of the petal of the flowers. However, this is a plant that I recommend for people who loves to keep this sort of the plants in the house or in the patio. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do like the video, please also, one of the most important things that I love you to continue doing, as you have done in the past, share my videos with your friends and relatives. And if you have a question about the plant, please leave me a comment. Sometimes I get the questions that is not truly related to my video. I like to get more involved with you about the particular species that I put on the episode, that I like to see your views, your understanding about that plant, and be able to answer your questions in that regard. However, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also share my channel, like my video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.